Okay, we're going to paint with coffee. And it sounds a little crazy, but it's really fun to use. And you do have to realize, though, at a later time, like if you're painting on a wall, which I've done full walls with coffee, if you're going to paint over that at another time, you have to use a stain blocker type paint, Kills, Zenser 123, something like that, because the oil in the coffee comes through. It seeps through the overlying paint, so which caught me off guard when I first started using it years ago. And Bianca says she's tried it with several different types of coffee, and that there's different results for different things. I use Publix instant coffee because it really dissolves very quickly, and I can get my viscosity immediately if I want it really thick or thin like a watercolor, which is sort of what we're going to use it like. I can get it immediately. Bianca, what have you tried it with? What colors?
Oh, lots of colors. It also depends on the bean. It depends where it's from, how long. I'll let my coffee or espresso, you can use both. I'll let it render down for like a week or two until it gets really thick and really dark.
Right.
And then you use it. It's a lot of fun. I've never done it on a wall though. That was interesting.
It soaks into flat wall paint just wonderfully. So
cool.
It's really fun to use. And I'm going to show you just a simple thing to do because you can do this on a wall. It's just great. I'm going to do bamboo, and it sort of fits with it. You can do this with tea also, which I've done. And with tea though, unfortunately, I've never tried it with instant tea, but the tea I used, I also had to let it render down like Bianca did because you need a thicker viscosity to it. It's just a little more of a watercolor. Anyway, so bamboo, just a bunch of straight lines and leaves, and I'm using a straight edged paintbrush, if you can see that, because it gives you just really wonderful lines for leaves. But we'll start with trunks, and I'm going to put in a few. And bamboo stops and starts about every 1 to 2 feet, depending on the bamboo. There's all kinds of bamboo, but you'll see which route I'm going. And you can go over this as it's drying to get darker. And I'm going to let some of it drip a little bit because it gives it a neat look.
Would you compare it to watercolor technique?
Well, right now I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be watercolor. Like you said, if you let it render down to really being thick, can be whatever it can be like a paint.
You do have to take a lot of care though when you render it down because mold is always a possibility.
Interesting.
So you do it wrong and you'll have some unwanted results. It's a lot of fun. It's really a science experiment.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot. That's the thing I enjoy about art even more is experimenting with things, not just taking what somebody tells you to do, but try some different things. Don't just follow what I'm saying too. Okay, there's one stalk, and I'll do another one coming down here. I am going to go back to these little stops and put a little dark line there after it's after we've got more stuff built up here. We're just going to make this a short video so you don't have to be sitting watching this forever. That last one I did was pretty darn long.
Oh, we spent so much time trying to get the video footage from my phone to her
I
phone.
hate videos.
Both of our phones were screaming at us that there had no data left, they had no storage space.
I had to get rid of so much.
So much
It
junk.
was a sad time.
It was sad, but also not really. Why did I have so much on my
Yeah,
phone?
why did we have so much on our phones? That's true.
Oh, it was so funny though. To say we were mildly traumatized is probably an understatement. So different technique this week, guys.
Yeah, we're going fast and and slimming down the effort. Okay, so bamboo isn't as flexible as you think. So it sort of has a running shape to it. By that I mean, you know, each of these sections, they don't bend. I have bamboo growing out in my yard, and they don't bend. Except where you get at the weakest points. Shoot, I should have left one there. You know, and then they flex. So they can have curves like what you're seeing there. Okay.
So they're not flexible unless they're already headed in that direction?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Well, no, I mean, these little pieces here, in real life, you can bend them any which way, but I mean, only to a certain effect. So bamboo ends up having a very particular look. You look at Japanese and Chinese artwork, and you know the ink drawing or Chinese brush painting. The Japanese have that also. You know, they use a lot of bamboo, and it has a very particular look. Okay, so here we've got some stalks. This looks great on a dining room wall. I've done it so many different things actually. I'm gonna do another one here. There we go. Okay. And we'll do the leaves. Now the leaves are going to take practice, so I would suggest doing them on a newspaper just to get it right. I press down, I have it on the edge, but then I press down, turn, and then turn back. And then once you've taught yourself how to do that, then you can make little turns with it too.
Can you show them one more time?
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's a good idea. See, edge, press down, and then pull it back up. Let me show you a curve too. Here, come over here.
Nice. Yum, 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 yum.
Right, okay. And then here's one with a little curve.
This is a lot of fun if you have some leftovers from your morning's pot of coffee or like leftovers from yesterday's. Instead of pouring it out, just kind of play with it a bit.
Yeah. I mean, think of this. This is just coffee. How great is that, you know?
We all know we reach for it in the morning anyway.
That's right. You might as well paint with it. And then you just keep filling in all these leaves basically. And I'm paying attention to composition with these leaves, so I may be adding some other things in. We'll see. Boy, and you know what the other benefit is? It smells so good. I did my wood floor many years ago with coffee, and my house smelled good for years. It was great.
I'd be interested to know if you could paint over it with oil paint, if that would make a difference.
I don't know, possibly. I can't guarantee that. I know these oils are really strong. They really come through those base things. Something I'm doing also right now is, since I'm doing it with a real watercolor effect, which is beautiful, especially in bathrooms or in dining rooms, I'm going back and picking up some of the little drip things. I don't mind them going down sometimes on the stalks, but you don't want to let them roll down your picture either. Of course, you could just put a leaf in the way. Why not? There we go.
Very nice.
There. Now, and here's some here. And when you get down here, you can really leaf it up because you're down at ground level where lots of them are starting. I have a clumping variety in my house because I had bamboo up north one time, and oh my gosh, it can take over like you wouldn't believe. But if you get the clumping variety, it's a little more controllable. How's that looking?
Very nice. Very, very nice.
And let it have some, have some things that, even if you don't like where something is, sometimes you need a little contrast or chaos built into the picture to make it look natural. If you've got everything perfect, it's not going to look right. Okay, now, while we still have a little time left, I want to show you, here, let me just get a few more. I get addicted to this. I'll finish this off and put a photograph of it all finished though. Okay.
Where can they find that?
Oh, I'll put it on the YouTube thing. I'll put it with the video. I'll have that on the end. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to my little brush. It's just another square top one. And I don't use anything fancy. And then just where the connections are or where they should be, I put a little thing across because you'll see it on the film and it just gives it another little texture that'll be nice. That's all it is. It's nothing drastic. I'm not doing anything fancy. It just helps it. Now I've done this before with paints and you can go really into the detail with that, highlights, things like that. But with this, it's a tone on tone. You really don't need it.
What's the darkest it can get to? Is that the darkest
Oh,
it can get to?
no. You can get this so dark just by the viscosity that you mix up. You can get it almost black, actually. And since we're doing this on orange, don't you love this orange? Mm-hmm. It adds a darkness to it too. Like if you did this on a light blue wall, this would seem much darker. I just had a want to do orange. I painted my dining room one time all in orange and it was awesome. Okay, we can do these. How are we time-wise?
13:30.
Wow, 15 minutes. All right, see how quick you can do your rooms and whatever you want to do. It really is, and it's fun to do. Just happens quick. I know this leaf might seem scary, but if you just get some newspaper and practice the leaf. I mean, look how quick it is. It's just awesome. There we go. Okay, and that's it. Thanks.
Yay.
Yay.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.
Maybe adding some other things in. We'll see. Boy, and you know what the other benefit is? It smells so good. I did my wood floor many years ago with coffee, and my house smelled good for years. It was great.